we're going to get right into it. You know what today's video is about? It's about parents and adults bad decision making, right? And the results of that bad decision making, because I understand that some people believe that YOLO, you know, whatever decisions you make in life, you're the only person that's going to basically experience the consequences or reap the benefits of those decisions, and that's just not the case. If you look at it, right, and I'll give you an example. We'll start off. We'll jump right into the video with an example of what I mean by your decisions can affect other people in your life in the future or in the present time. So for parents or soon to be parents, say you don't have kids, right? This is the group of people that believe it the most, that their decisions only affect themselves. If you don't have children, you genuinely believe in your heart the decisions I'm making, unless you're thinking about the future, right? And you're thinking like, okay, I'm going to set myself up for the future for my children, or like I'm going to make decisions that's going to help my future family either get ahead, or however you decide to rationalize that in your head. You still understand the concept of making decisions now that can affect your family in the future, right? Good. You're not the type of people I'm talking about. I'm specifically speaking about the ones who just run around, YOLO this, YOLO that, and think that the decisions they're making today or yesterday or currently or thinking about making is not going to affect them or their family or their future children in the future, right? So one example, let me just jump into the examples, right? One example of that being, I gotta learn. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be stuttering. I'm gonna be doing all types of mess because, as you guys know, I'm Andre, aka Mr. President, and this is not my normal content, but it's been put on my heart to speak about certain things and just to put it out into the universe for the like-minded people so they don't feel so alone. Because I can tell with all the slop out there, the negativity, the oh my goodness, with all the content that's going out, there's a lot, there's little value in, like, there's always value in any piece of content if you think about it. But I mean, like, positively moral values, or like, you know, just having a more accountable, like having more accountable or accountability. See what I'm talking about? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Having more accountability for your actions type of content. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's just like whatever gets somebody paid, they're willing to do. And I understand it. Hey, get your money however you need to get your money. You know what I'm saying? But this conversation is just about, and I'm going to bring a guest in here in a second, so you guys stay with me because I got a guest that we're going to talk about it. And we're both kind of in a similar situation, but we'll get to that when the guest arrives. But like I was saying, right, I'm going to give you guys an example of what I mean when I say that decisions can alter or affect your future life or your family in the future, right? Without you really seeing that happening. Just because you don't see it. I believe in this. Like right now I see in front of me right here, which is so crazy, like a little seed. It's a seed, right? From a fruit that I was eating earlier. But it's a seed. So in that same example of a seed, you plant seeds throughout your lifetime. Even as a child, you're planting seeds, and whatever fruit that tree bears when it grows up, or it starts to grow, is basically revolves around what you do and how you nurture the seed, whether you water it and things of that nature, whatever the case is. So this guy's funny. So it looks like my guest just got here. My boy Captain, aka Nigel, former Marine, current father, current nurse. He's about to come into the scene real fast, and we're gonna speak about this same exact thing that I'm telling you guys, because we've already had conversations like this, and it may make sense to us, but hey, it doesn't mean it needs to make sense to everyone. So like I said earlier, this is just about, hey, what's up now? Oh! Nah. I knew I was gonna do that too, which is funny. You could leave that on the floor. Just grab the seat. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, so I don't want you to feel like you're being interviewed or anything like that, or this is even a serious video to the point where like you gotta be. You shorter than me or you taller than me? Put that seat up so you don't look too improportionate. Let me see. Yeah, you're not in the frame a little bit. Get closer to me. I don't bite. No. All right. So the camera is a little, let's back up a little bit. All right, that's fine. Cool. So like I was saying, right? I'm gonna give an example, and you just tell me if you agree or what not. It really doesn't matter whether you agree or not. If you disagree, it's still love. Remember, guys, it's still love. We don't care if you disagree or not. But one example, right, is like, say you commit a crime at a young age, and young being like, I don't want to say like under the age of 18 because you're kind of like a teenager. You really ain't thinking about it. Say like 22, 23, 24. You commit a crime. You go to prison. Or say you like 24, right? And age really doesn't matter. Whatever. You're over the age of 21, and you're with a girl, whatever, or you're out there. You're doing whatever you're doing, and you commit a crime and you go to prison. You get 10 years, whatever, 15 years, whatever. And then you find out the first year that you're in prison that you had a kid with someone, right? You had your girl, one of the girls you were messing with or whatever, had a baby. Okay. And that's your child. So now you're in prison and this baby is just being born.
So you never met him.
But not only did you not meet the child, right? Now the child is being raised for the first 15 years of their life with no father, right? So for whoever's watching, if you can't see by now, this is how I'm connecting the dots. How one action can actually affect the future of another person, right? So now this daughter grows up without a father. I'm not judging because I understand that there are a lot of people in this position or in this situation. But I'm just saying and bringing to light the importance of decision making, right? So boom. Baby grows up. Doesn't have the best guidance in their life because, as you guys know, a father is one of the best sources of like guidance in a child's life. I have children. My best friend right here has children. So we know the effects. We get to watch our wives dealing with our children compared to us. And without us around, in a sense, we already consciously see that there would be such a difference in how our children behave because there's not that structure, there's not that manly structure and influence in that child's life. I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me like your kids listen to your wife more than they listen to you. If that's the case.
Nah.
That's not the case. That's not the case. Kids understand that daddy is not here to play games. And we're not one to...
Different structure for a father versus a mother, for sure. Two roles, Kids listen to moms, they listen to fathers, but it just sits a little different. There's families and certain fathers that have a certain vernacular, I guess you could put it as an aura. When they enter a room, the children already know, okay, he's not playing games right now. In a sense, as in, let's say kids are doing homework or something like that, or they're making a mess, playing with certain things. Things are starting to break, so everybody's becoming a little chaotic, out of order. Dad walks in the rooms, everything stops. That's the aura or the presence.
Exactly.
That the father walked in the room, he's home. Car came in the driveway, whatever the case may be. And children just understand that, you know, there's a certain energy that comes with a father and there's another energy that comes with a mother, for sure.
And don't get me wrong, because I know he would agree with this statement too. There are mothers that have that energy also. I don't want to say that mothers are not capable of having this energy. There's a lot of single mothers out there, or mothers that have more of that energy than the father. And I understand that. But for the most part, we're talking about in